Mysterious murders are being broadcast live all over the internet by a seemingly untraceable man. It is up to one woman and her parents in the FBI to trace him down and stop the serial killing.
Hello and welcome to our channel. So today we'll recap and review Untraceable, a 2009 American criminal and mystery thriller. Let's check it out.
In an undisclosed location within Portland, Oregon, an unknown individual sets up a caged kitten as the subject of his cinematic piece. The cat is let out of its cage to sip some milk, but immediately screeches once a lamp is shined toward it. Downtown, underneath the pouring rain, an agent for the Federal Bureau of Investigation rushes towards her building to attend her night shift. Agent Jennifer, a tenured cybercrime specialist, alongside her valued colleague, Agent Griffin, takes down with ease a cybercriminal and his son who've embezzled over $250,000 in fraud. The feds break the offender's door when Jennifer has tracked him down. But as she has another one of her field days, she receives a new task from the Portland police requesting to take down a website going by killwithme.com. Checking out the ominous site, she sees a live feed of a cat sipping down milk, accompanied by display messages insinuating that the sender is mocking the agents trying to take down the site. Calling it a night, having taken care of a successful raid, Jennifer can deal with the website another day. On daybreak, she drives home, greeting her cheerful mother and her daughter, Annie. With the vast amount of time she spends at work, she values her family time as much as possible, but it is cut short when she checks out what's new regarding Kill With Me.
The cat is dead. Come on, whoever this guy's target audience is, he's more than eager to satisfy their curiosity that killed the cat. Literally.
The kitty was stolen from its owner a few days before being filmed on the website and only got recognized after the cat owner saw the kitten's collar on the live stream. The Cybercrimes Division tried to track down the site's original location, discovering that the cat had just died within Portland. Besides the motives of the man behind it, the website is also a puzzle itself, continually running as mirror servers replacing the original website every time Jennifer tries shutting it down. Kill With Me is also listed under a Russian domain, prohibiting the FBI from exercising its jurisdiction. Despite this, Jennifer is quite impressed with her suspect's proficiency with the web, while her superior, Brooks, has no idea what she's even saying. The death of a random cat is random, so the Bureau can't be bothered looking further into it. During this, the chat session of the cat's live stream gets locked and the website itself goes down momentarily. But the killer upgrades his victims from feline to human real quick once he fools a man into buying hockey tickets, only for his recipient to receive an electric shock instead. The following morning, the man, Herbert, is strapped to a chair inside a dark basement with IV tubes hooked up to him. The tubes are then attached to an infusion pump, which gives him doses of heparin, an anticoagulant that prevents blood clots. Having the website's name etched directly onto his chest makes him bleed and bruise as the film rolls for more viewers to see. Increased viewership also means an increase in dose, so this man will end up in a bloody mess before the feds even have any idea what's going on. Meanwhile, field operatives put themselves to work, calming tensions down on the ground. Among these operatives is Detective Box, who heads over to Herbert's residence, imploring the dying man's wife to take the press off her back and to stay away from the internet to minimize virality.
Back at the Bureau, Jennifer then discovers that Kill With Me has resorted to blocking foreign viewership from accessing the site. She needs a VPN, huh? Thus, allowing only Americans to view the killings, availing the threat's jurisdiction within the FBI. Griffin then relays to her that he's tracked down the site's origins, only to later find out that they tracked the IP address of the Chinese restaurant they ordered their lunch from. Brooks then assigns Box to Jennifer, despite her protests of wanting time off.
The agents at the Bureau then helplessly watch the view count climb from mere thousands to staggering millions, just as Herbert succumbs to hypervolemic shock. His time of death is then displayed on the screen as the stream's blog session is locked again. Jennifer later suggests that they keep the yield of virality to a minimum, but not having the site be the scoop for any media outlet, which Brooks discards as he orders a press release to be made raising awareness of the issue, which counterintuitively only increases the susceptibility of increased viewership that will only kill the victims of the website faster. As Kill With Me remains down for the time being, Herbert's corpse is discovered in the trunk of a congressman's car, further increasing the website's hype even more, combined with the feds calling for a press conference against Jennifer's recommendations. She and Box then exchanged what they currently know regarding Herbert's former connections, stating that he was a helicopter pilot for chief executives, though this doesn't take the case elsewhere. There seems to be no relevant news besides false alarms about the streaming site for a while, so Jennifer spends time preparing for Annie's birthday party. But unknown to them, the killer is also making his move, posing as yet another salesman, this time as a retailer of collectible trains, catching off guard anyone who collects as a hobby. Again, his victim, David, is led into a planned address to be deceived into buying his miniature locomotives, only to take a one-way train ticket into his torture chamber. At Annie's party, where Jennifer, Box, and Griffin blow off steam, duty calls, bumming Annie out. Meanwhile, the killer prepares David's demise by burying him in cement, gagging him, and having him filmed while surrounding solar lamps to burn his skin. Similar to Herbert's murder, more views equals more lamps. At the Bureau, Brooks is on the news telling people to keep their sights off Kill With Me because of complicity with the website. The live stream of David's torture is then being focused on by the Bureau, with the agents watching David trying to mouth something out once his gag falls off. Figuring out the poor man's mouthing the address he got led into, Jennifer, Box, and Griffin immediately head over. Unfortunately, despite their best efforts, the house is barren except for a laptop playing a loop of Brooks's broadcast. The same routine occurs in the aftermath. The session gets locked after David's time of death is set on the screen. Viewers are capped in the tens of millions, each session breaking a previous record. Unknown to the agents on the ground, the killer lurks among the onlookers outside the address while they exit empty-handed, his gaze centering on Jennifer, Box, and Griffin. After the incident, the feds still suggest that the killer's methods of broadcasting his murders are as sophisticated as his choice of victims, to which they now acknowledge his victims being part of some grand plan.
After the brief, Griffin brings to Jennifer evidence concerning the whistleblower who tipped about the cat. This whistleblower seems to have been associated with Kill With Me way before it even went online, as a person who uploaded shock videos on the web, similar to how Kill With Me currently functions. It turns out this whistleblower died due to his diabetes, though there's also the speculation that he was murdered. Griffin then takes notes of a compilation of shock videos the whistleblower cataloged before he died, a strong lead for the case.
In the aftermath of David's murder, his body is found in familiar territory, this time inside Jennifer's trunk. The killer is fully aware that the agent is tracking him down, to the point of setting up a live stream during the disposal of David's body nearby Jennifer's house, and taunting his viewers that Annie will be harmed during the broadcast, which, fortunately, doesn't happen. While evacuating her family from the crime scene, Jennifer receives a call from Griffin, who informs her parts of his theory regarding the killer's motives. Afterward, Griffin gets another phone call from a woman he was supposed to take a date with at Annie's birthday party. The phone call is a simulated voice impression of the woman, imitated by the killer himself through a voice modulator, setting up Griffin for his own live stream. Once Jennifer realizes why Griffin isn't at work, she becomes petrified when she looks up killwithme.com. The entire bureau is on high alert once they fully see one of their agents falling victim to the same cybercriminal they've been trying to catch. Griffin is bound inside a tank full of water, with pipes leading onto the tank's intake. Once going live, sulfuric acid gets pumped into the concoction, melting the agent in battery acid. Writhing in agony, Griffin tries to relay groundbreaking case information to his colleagues by blinking it in Morse code just before his flesh melts into the acidic sludge. Federal agents watching the live stream try to transcribe Griffin's blinking, only to end up with the inscription "Our Suicide" before the latest victim of Kill With Me's time of death is exhibited, as the session is locked once more. They find no sense in their colleagues' last words and are stuck at a dead end. Jennifer lost her husband in action, and now she's also lost one of her best colleagues, breaking down in despair as she is unable to bear being deprived of loved ones. Box visits her at her motel to cheer her up. After collecting themselves, they finish what Griffin started and connect the dots as to why the killer chose his victims.
Griffin's last words were transcribed incompletely, the full inscription being "Rush Hour Suicide," the file name of the video of the man who killed himself at the Broadway Bridge. The man, a chemistry professor, shot himself after going through depression after losing his wife. But his death was the subject of ridicule among every person who viewed the clip of his tragedy, for the little bit of shock value that it provided. So the cybercriminal's motives are no less personal than Jennifer's manhunt for him.
After figuring it out, she and Box head over to the Bureau to brief them on the true identity of Kill With Me's mastermind. Jennifer explains that the whistleblower that promoted Kill With Me was murdered because his catalog contained rush hour suicide. The cat was killed simply because its owner caught hold of the professor's glasses falling out of the sky. Herbert bled to death because he was the helicopter pilot that filmed every second of the professor's suicide. David burned to a crisp because he was the newscaster that used the man's death to boost his channel's flushed ratings, and Griffin melted in a soup of his own blood just because he found out why Kill With Me was made. The professor had a child, Owen, and he created KillWithMe.com as a demonstrative statement of humanity's desire for bloodlust, while simultaneously using it as revenge towards those who took advantage of his father's death. And now he has a new victim on his hit list. Feds barge into Owen's house, and to no surprise, he isn't there. Through the case is far from over, Brooks advises Jennifer to take time off and insists that Owen's identity being known is enough incentive for him to be finally found. Jennifer reluctantly agrees to a day's break. However, as she drives home, Owen somehow manages to hack into her car's computer system, forcing her to get out. As she contacts Box through a payphone, she returns to her vehicle only to be tased by Owen, who concealed himself in her back seat, abducting her in the process. Jennifer is then taken to a new torture chamber, tied up upside down from the ceiling. Owen prepares to film his final kill, slowly lowering her into a running cultivator as his audience demands. Again, the Bureau is horrified to see another one of their agents on the website, warranting Box to hasten his search for his colleague. Getting an idea, he then demands one of his fellow feds to lend him a device playing the live stream. Recognizing that Owen has Jennifer trapped in her basement, he rushes over immediately to back her up. Jennifer also realizes this, and as she's being lowered into metal fangs, she swings herself over to a pillar and blinds Owen with emissions from one of her basement's gas lines. Setting herself free, the agent pins the cybercriminal down, and they both struggle to fight for their lives. Owen hurriedly grabs a gun but gets distracted once Box and his squad barge in the basement walls, giving Jennifer enough leeway to take his gun away from him, enough time to point and shoot, and enough bullets to kill him once and for all. Kill With Me's chat sessions feedback is mixed now that their content creator has bitten the dust, with some praising Jennifer, others ridiculing Owen for being beaten fair and square by a woman, while there's still the occasional commenter asking if the livestream has a video on demand.
Cybercrime is no laughing matter, and this film excellently shows how we as people are appallingly impressed by shock videos we see online without any consideration of the people that they were in those videos. In fact, those people are actually real. Untraceable shows how anonymity is a powerful double-edged sword, and that most people use it to hide from authority. It's rather ironic that most people online nowadays tend to use anonymity only to commit publicity stunts. Such behavior is less than ideal in a society where information is freely shared. Psychopathy is running rampant because of this, so it serves as a stern reminder that if you ask for it, eventually someone will be out there to get you. Please subscribe to our channel to be notified when we upload. Also, don't forget to suggest movies that you want us to recap in the future in the comments down below.